These are the welcome banners. Really great quote on the left. And the banner on the right, I'm hoping to entice you to take the time to read, because sometimes words are words and words aren't fun. But it's a really cool abridged version of his first, if you will, out-of-body experience. He describes having 3 of them. This is the first one that occurs in the basement of his house. And it's just really impactful. It's often cited. Make sure you take a look at it. This banner here, what is body play? I know it sounds crazy, but it's really nice to start everybody off on the same foot. So if you have any doubt at all what we mean when we say the word body play, this banner's here for you. There's another banner around the corner called gender flex. Gender flex was a term that I believe, I don't know, I'm not sure that Fakir coined it. He certainly really used it a lot, and that's how he referred to his gender play, playing with genders, non-binary understandings of how to present ourselves and how to live ourselves. He would call it gender flex. And this banner will help you have some insight into his understanding. I believe there are understandings. I don't think that there's a right or wrong in a lot of these things. I think there are perspectives. And so this goes into his perspective of it, and also introduce you to some of the people that he were both either inspired by or inspired him or played with him, and gender roles. This timeline, these are to be honest, what the Body Piercing Archive felt were some of the most important things to really give you some understanding and insight into how did this man happen? How did this come into being, and what seemed to be some of the more significant impacts on his life. As if, for instance, at the age of 9, and this would be 1939, one of the things that's really awesome is he was born in an even year. Can everyone in the back hear me okay? Yeah. So because he was born in an even year, you can do the math really quick. We can also oftentimes get lost in picture date, that's 1964, da da da. But if you do the math, I think that it provides more context. So when I say that in 1939, well, then you would know he's 9 years old. It's the first time that he's at his grandmother's house, and he sees a photograph, the wedding photograph of his great-grandmother at 18, the age of 18, and she is corseted into, I believe, a 19-inch waist, 18 or 19-inch waist. So it's the first time that he sees this, and she's beautiful, and he's realizing that it's a corset, and what's going on here? It's been made, the body's been made, the body's been altered. The body can be altered. The body can be shaped. So it's starting to make these impressions. And corset play, waist cinching play, becomes one of his first avenues. It's one of the first expressions that he has of changing the body, altering the body. He finds her corset belts. He starts playing with the belting of the waist. He immediately goes there. Anyone that's heard one of my lectures, I can't tell you why 100,000 people will look at National Geographic. 70% of them might look at it and go, oh, that's really interesting. 25% might look at it and go, that's disgusting. But you'll have that 1 or 2% in there somewhere that's really cool, I'm gonna fucking try it. Don't know why, but it's a recurring theme. Whether it's Fakir Musafar saying that, and by the way, technically, it is Musafar. Most of us, and I've been guilty of that for years, and please don't, let's not be policing his name, but that is, you're nerds, you're here, it's Musafar. So Ethel Granger, who we'll be introduced to in a few minutes, if you're not really familiar with her, and Viking Navarro, there are these few pioneers in piercing that were yeah, National Geographic, just something about it made me want to do it, made me want to reproduce it. So 39, in 1939 was when he saw the corseted way. At about 7, actually, so even 2 years before that, his father had taken him to a carnival, and it was the first time that he saw a heavily tattooed guy in a bathing suit. And again, it was just like the but it was an imprint. It was an impression that left a mark on his brain, because at the age of 17, he does his first tattoo on himself. So he's seen this tattoo guy at a really young age. He's been looking at these National Geographics, and he does a Bedouin-inspired tattoo, again, out of the pages of National Geographic, something that inspired him. He tattoos himself with it.